Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Mediocre Trader here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Congressional Stock Ownership Act of 2023, the bipartisan bill HR 1679. And in this bill it talks about insider trading and all that kind of stuff. We have the alleged queen of insider traded, Nancy Pelosi. So, people are tired of this. So with that, let's get into the video. Some have said on the internet, Mediocre, you don't believe in market corruption or any of that. Well, that is not true. I believe in corruption, and I believe she's corrupt. And I believe that Congress doesn't want to pass laws that will prevent themselves from making money. That's my belief. Okay? So I choose to follow what they do. I use some websites to follow their trades such that I can gain entries and exits and stuff like that. But in this video, I want to talk about the new Stock Act that recently got voted on in the Senate, which I don't think will ever pass, but at least they had a congressional hearing about it, and let's get into the video.
But I am 100% committed to banning stock trading by members of Congress. So I'm not going to be dissuaded from that one way or another. And we can throw up as much chaff as you want to, but the fact of the matter is, members of Congress should not be trading stock. They should not be. Congress is a rich man's club. That's the problem. That's what we're trying to fix. I would suspect that I probably have the fewest assets of anybody sitting on this dais. I am not a rich man, unlike those to my left. So, listen. The American people look at people like the former Speaker of the House, who makes better returns than anybody in America. They look at senators who were investigated during the COVID pandemic for their miraculous stock trades, and they say, how is this possible? To think that this might become a problem in the future is frankly fanciful. It's a problem now. It is, and it's not just in perception, it is reality. Members of Congress are trading daily based on information that the public doesn't have.
And now I'd like to recognize Senator Hawley for his comments.
So I appreciate Senator Hawley, pushing for this type of stuff. But let's continue on in this video because as you'll see in this video, what's going on, you can already see people bailing. And it's in both sides of the aisle. It's not one side or the other. It's both sides. It's the establishment. Okay, but let's continue watching, see where this leads.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for working so diligently on this and accommodating my many suggestions and concerns over a period of months to make this the strongest possible bill. I think it's a terrific bill. Senator Scott threatened me a moment ago that if I made a lengthy statement, we might lose his vote. So I will be extremely brief. I just want to point out that the historic.
I will say though that the bill did pass, so it passed the Senate. They discussed it. There was a vote on it. On this day back in July, but where is it now? It's been an ongoing issue since 2023 that this bill was even pushed out. But where is it today? It hasn't made it to the floor of the House. It has to get to the Speaker of the House. So, let's continue on.
Nature of this finally getting to a vote. There's been a lot of talk about banning stock trading by members of Congress. Never have we been able to get a vote. We're going to get that vote today. And I just think that this is such a simple proposition. The American people, when I go home and I say to folks, they ask me about stock trading, here's the thing that absolutely stuns them. They can't believe that it's legal already. They can't believe we can currently do it. Most members of the public think it's already banned. And when I say actually it's 100% legal, they say why? And there's no good answer to that question. We should be here to focus on the public's business, not private gain. We shouldn't be here day trading. We shouldn't be here focusing on our stock portfolios. We should be here doing what the American people sent us to do. And that's what this bill is about. With that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
I came in here happy to vote yes on this self-flagellation. For my own part, what I did when I ran for office, I divested myself of all my marketable securities, turned them into cash. I've been sitting on cash. And you know how much I've lost in terms of opportunity cost since that point in time. So, from my standpoint, I was able to do that. I had the capability of doing that. And I thought that'd be the honorable thing to do. My wife has since purchased an ETF, which this does exempt, and I think that's a good thing. I would caution people in terms of, I'm going to vote no now.
He's going to vote no.
We don't want to turn Congress into a rich man's club. I think it's already suffers from that. And again, I thought also, and I would want clarifications, mainly the reason I'm asking this, is are private businesses exempt or not exempt from this? I was told, again, it's hard to interpret legislative language, but if, I had a rather large manufacturing company, which I did not divest myself immediately, I since have, but that would be grotesquely unfair. We're going to limit the number of people, by the way, qualified people. I actually want people with manufacturing experience or business experience. People who've been successful in life. I'd like to see successful people come to Congress and bring their successful skills to bear here. So, again, I agree with Senator Romney. Insider trading is already illegal. I don't know. I think there's all kinds of suspected abuse.
Yep.
A lot of people come into Congress and all of a sudden they're multimillionaires later. But I think we do need to exercise caution. But again, I'm primarily speaking at this point because I want clarification. Does this or does this not exempt a private company of somebody who's going to run for office or a member of Congress? I mean, all of a sudden, does that have to be?
So I agree with Senator Johnson here. If you own a business, and you own shares in that business which you own, that's different. That's not what we're talking about. So I think that should be exempt. I do agree with them there. But let's continue on and listen to how they just say no, they're not going to vote for it. So let's continue on.
Investing, because I think that'd be a travesty, quite honestly.
Is there an answer to that question?
The
An answer?
Yeah, the answer is that it's exempt if it's a small business as defined by the Small Business Administration.
So how small is small defined by
500 and under.
500,000?
500 employees and under is a small business.
Yeah. Definitely put me down as no.
So let me ask a question. So if you have 1,000 employees and you own it and it's just your private business, you have to divest of that business? Well, that's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, who would want to do that? I mean, farms, family businesses have been going on for generations that they keep together, and sometimes families divided by shares. We're going to make people divest of those privately owned businesses, and we think that's a good idea.
I like Rand Paul, by the way, but let me just say this. They will find any way necessary to prevent this act from going forward. And whether it happens in the Senate, which we already know it passed here. They created a bill. They're working on some legislation to see if they can't change some of the stuff what they're talking about here, which I think should happen. But it has to get past the House, and then it has to get past the President of the United States. Is that ever going to happen? I don't think it will. But to prevent this video from going long, I'm going to leave the links to my sources down below. If this video interests you, make sure you go check out the other information that I posted. But I just want to say this. I believe corruption exists. I believe the only way to change what goes on in the overall market today is through Congress. But I don't believe that Congress is willing to do what has to be done. That's my opinion of it, right? Unless we change Congress fundamentally. The problem is, in my eyes, Congress, okay? The House and the Senate, because they hold all the cards. They're the lawmakers. He who makes the laws breaks the laws, in my opinion. And that's really all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next video.